Hello, my Flat Earth family. So there we are. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties this morning. It's very humid here, and I guess I need to turn the air conditioning on because I went into a cooler room, and my mouse pad seems to be acting very strangely. So I'm hardly able to do anything with that. So I don't think I can get to the chat. I can't get that up there right now. And so I apologize. I won't be able to even do the little that I did do with the chat. But I promise to watch it later as soon as this works itself out. And I will answer your questions and address any concerns for the next week. So yes, I'm here by myself today. Karen has some family business she needs to attend to, and I did invite someone else to come on. Don't know if he will be able to make it or not. So let's just get into it and see what happens here. The first thing on the agenda is, how are we going to do this? How are we going to unite? And I've addressed this before, but maybe people need to see the vision, and maybe they don't know. It's just like the flat earth. There's lots of things they don't know about this. So maybe I need to do a little teaching here on this, how to unite. So let's see what does uniting our flat earth community look like? What does that really look like? So I'm thinking, well, I'm looking into getting a kayak because I really would like to do some going down the river kind of sports with some groups in the area. And so I thought, well, gosh, I have my 4-man raft, but it doesn't go fast enough, and I won't be able to keep up, because if you're in a 4-man raft, either you're on one side paddling or the other side, and you have to go paddle with the opposite hand over there. And then I thought, well, gosh, that means that 4 people have to be rowing in the same direction. If you want to ever get anywhere, you have to row in the same direction. And so doing your own thing means, well, one guy might want to be up on the bow paddling in whatever direction he chooses. And the other guy might want to be down on the stern, paddling in the direction that he chooses. So I'm thinking, well, here's a very good example. What would happen even if everyone were paddling with their right hand, if we had one on each edge of that 4-man raft? What would happen? We'd be going in circles, wouldn't we? So that's something that some people are going to have to adjust their own thing for the good of the group. Yes, I know all you independent thinkers out there are thinking, well, who's going to tell who to adjust? And you think you're in charge, Marilyn? No, I don't think I'm in charge. I have always said, follow no man. But we can follow an idea. And an idea is a mission statement. I'm going to make this mission statement here. It's a new sentence I came up with. It only has 12 syllables. So I'm going to start that and see how that catches on. I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. And even underneath that, we could say, the government lies. The globe is a lie. What other things could you put under there? I want to teach all of mankind The earth is flat. It looks like a t-shirt to me. So if we just start with that, the earth is flat. Okay. That means that we don't teach all these other conspiracies at an initial glance. When we're going out to teach the flat earth, that's what we're going out to do, is to teach the flat earth. And if you lump it in with all the other conspiracies, people will say, well, the flat earth is just a conspiracy. Well, actually, what is the conspiracy? The globe lie. The globe is a conspiracy. That's what's been around. And I want this globe lie exposed. So, yeah, let's think about that. Let's think about, I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. How about that? That's very simple, and it kind of focuses us in on what we really should be doing, and I think we can all unite under that. Now, uniting under that means you have a banner, a title, a flat earth community, that's fine. But like when you go anywhere where there's a lot of people and you're trying to find someone, you hold up a sign. And it tells people who you are, what you're doing, and all of that sort of thing. So uniting under the banner is, I want to teach all of mankind that the earth is flat. So we've got to keep thinking along those lines. And if I keep teaching that we can unite under that, we can unite under that, we can bring everyone together under that. But I don't think everybody is there. I don't think everybody wants to teach all of mankind that the earth is flat. I don't believe that everyone that we know in this flat earth community wants to do that. So they may have to make a few little adjustments. And some of these things I'm going to bring up today as to what, and I have been saying this, what kinds of things are we supposed to look out for? How to figure out what a good channel is. So defining the word unite is really something we got to keep in our minds. And I'm not going to consent to kiss up to the dividers in our community just because they have a name, a channel. I'm not going to compromise that. I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. I'm not going to compromise on that. No, I think they're the ones that need to compromise. And I've been saying this ever since the first American conference, that where's the stuff for outreach? Where is the teaching on outreach? Where are the tools that we need for outreach? They're not there. Not there. So unite under the banner. Why don't you search pictures of banners? Search go onto your address bar and say pictures of banners. And it might give you some ideas of the signs that we should have in our mind and what we should be uniting under. Uniting under the banner. And that's a biblical term. The banner, it signified their tribe. It had pictures on it usually. And it told people who they were. So we could even have such a thing like that. I really like the shirt for the Flat Earth Convention in the UK because it's very clear what it stands for. So good job designing that. Of course, it's not very girly. I mean, it's not like lovely, but it's good banner. It's very good. So somebody wearing that shirt is going to have a lot of conversations. It's a very conversation starter. So that's good. That's what it should be. I did not like, I don't like some of the other shirts that come out that really are not clear, especially when they mix all the letters up together and you can't figure out what the heck it's supposed to be. Ay, ay, ay. So anyway, so I do have a few videos that I saw this week that I do want to touch on. And I'm not putting anybody down with these. I'm saying, let's step up. Let's step up. You know, you might be getting some money because you're putting out an hour of a video, and you know, it's a social thing. Now, granted, when I first started in Flat Earth, I was looking for a lot. I watched everything. I just was so hungry for it that I would click on anything. But there was a lot of things I clicked on, and I thought, well, this was a waste of an hour. I mean, they didn't tell me anything. They didn't help me do anything. They just were talking and like chatting back and forth and making jokes. And this one video I saw, they even brought this comedian guy on. Now, like, I don't understand those things. Maybe you can figure that out. Maybe you're just a celebrity whore. Yes, it's a term. You just need to be around celebrities. You are afraid of standing alone, and I get that. I understand that. You just need to be around celebrities, and you don't have the self-confidence. You don't have the courage. You don't have faith in your own understanding. I don't know. All those things could add to you just wanting to rub elbows with celebrities. And I'm telling you, these celebrities are not worth it. They are not worth it. They will lead you astray. Their main purpose is to get something for themselves. Do not fall into that. Do not fall into that trap. It is a trap, and you will be used and abused. You will have your faith in another human being, and they will always let you down. So do not put your faith in man. Do not seek to be in their company. Why would you want to do that? So try and figure out what it is, what is keeping you, what it is that is making you hold on to these celebrities, and what it is that is preventing you from going out, as the Great Commission commands, that we are supposed to go out teaching the gospel to all nations. And the gospel is the flat earth. The gospel is the flat earth. That is very much a part of who God is. And if you don't know who God is, you won't believe that Jesus was God. So it's all part of that. So you are supposed to go out. Now, if you only know this part, then teach this part. At least someone will get to that part. They will have part of the gospel is better than none of the gospel. So once they figure out that God really did create this realm that we live in, that God really is the creator, and there is no evolution, there is no spinning ball, then they're going to look for who he is further, because we all want to really rub elbows with our creator. That is what we are seeking to do, is rubbing elbows with the one who made us and gave us life and loves us. So that is what you need to figure out. And you can figure this out. You can figure it out. All right. This first video that I saw is Jeranism Monday Raw 160. Now I was wondering if this is good to do. Raw 160, and that's a Jeranism video. Now he was on there with Dearth. And you know what? These guys have some good qualities. So I'm not putting them down personally. I think they just need to step up. I don't want to put them in the marshmallow category. But I don't have any other choice at this point. So let's see what they talked about. And all right. They were talking about gravity, and they had gravity right in the description of the video. So, of course, I'm going to go there and see, is there anything there worth listening to? Well, I was sorely disappointed, and now I'm trying to see if I even should go there anymore, because I'm going to be disappointed again. So why bother? And see, this is how you get when you are discerning. You can save a whole lot of time. So, you know, well, they're not going to really talk about anything of importance, so why bother going there? So let me just read you some of the notes I wrote down. It's one page. I'll go really fast, and then you tell me what you think. Okay, force pulling down. If it is density, then Jaron would be at, Dearth admits there is an electrostatic downward force. Okay, well, that's good. Buoyancy and density sort everything out. Yes, that's good. So, so Dearth conceded that. And people who can't be humble are not connected to their creator. Faraday cage. Why bring this into the mix? Why did they bring Faraday cage into there? That's interesting. Order in One Direction. The UAP channel has a good video. I did not find that yet. So hopefully they have by now put that in the description. Then they brought up the Coral Castle, I think. Sometimes I write my own notes in there, so I'm not sure. But at 127.29, electrostatic potential from Dearth said that. Jaron keeps saying we need downward force. 129.13, Josh from Arizona, the 2018 conference, Noxie's presentation on buoyancy. I did not find that one either, although I remember hearing a little bit about it. 130.19, Paul on the plane. Is there a down or not a down? Huh? Like, what is that? Is there a down or not a down? Come on now. I'm going to go over this again with this because I had a conversation online last night with someone who I respect, and he was not getting this idea of a force. So I was a little surprised. Thankfully, I was having trouble getting to sleep last night, so I think I had some dates, you know, the kind you eat, late last night, and the sugar in them, that keeps me up. So, human corrupt perspective. 133. I said downward force not needed. What? Downward force not needed. Thirst said you need relative density. Thirst said you need relative density. You don't need relative density. What crap. Oh, that's my words in there. Okay, so Durst said you need relative density, and I said, no, you don't need relative density. And then Jaron said, Downward force not needed. And then in 133.00, I said downward force not needed. Okay. All right. 137.22, human corrupt perspective. Corrupt, perspective. There's something strange. They're bringing in these like concepts here. And then they brought in 1 Kings 28. And then at 139.18, they said the word toroidal. Okay, so I wrote these things down and I looked at my notes and I said, where are they going with this? This is all over the place. They don't have a logical progression of thought. They contradict themselves. First they said, oh yeah, you need a downward force. Then they don't need a downward force. So is this a bait and switch thing? It almost sounds like Cheech and Chong. Like what? I mean, what is going on? Is this entertainment? Are they just putting on an entertainment show? Is that what they're doing? Okay, fine. You want to just sit there and waste an hour of your time just listening to people talk, that's fine. But it's going to make you confused. You won't feel confirmed. You won't feel courage. You won't go out there and do this. You will not go out if you just keep listening to those kinds of talk shows. The talking heads are going to just take up your time and drain your energy that you could be using to go out and talk to people you don't know. I don't understand why you can't go out and talk to people you don't know. They will never see you again. They don't know who you are. Go someplace like in the next town where you don't know anybody and just, put a hat on or, look a little different, a disguise if you want. I don't care. The whole purpose is to get the words flat earth into as many ears as you can. That's the purpose of this. And that is step one. Step two is you get to teach them some things, more things about it. Step three is they start asking you questions back. So you've done something here. If a step one person is someone who's just walking past you, does not want anything to do with this, and so you just say the earth is flat as they walk past, you get the words in their ears. That's a step oneer. Okay. Step two is you have a little bit of conversation. They stop. They will listen. They might listen for a few seconds. 30 seconds is all you need to say 3 things they don't know. And the third level of customer or a globalist, a globe believer, is when they start to ask you questions back. Then you can have a back and forth conversation and really get to the source of what is preventing them from understanding this concept. So don't waste time on those things. And I'm not saying that Dearth or Jeranism never put out any good content. They have. Sure they have. But right now they might be just filling in time. Maybe they need to pay a bill. I don't know. I'm just saying, because I don't get money from YouTube, so I have no idea what they're up to. But it is at this point, it's a bait and switch. If they are not promoting, supporting, or doing activism, then what are they putting out? Content. It's not content. It's just talk. So why don't they get out on the street and they could make videos of them talking to people and they could post those and I would watch those. Yes, I would. So they should get out there on the streets and don't give me this shy crap. No. I'm sorry about my language here. You can't say you're shy if you stood up in front of 500 people and gave a speech. You cannot say you're shy. I'm sorry, that does not fly. No. So I think Bob Nodell even says he's shy. What? Get out of town. So no. We got to pull up our big boy pants and we've got to go and do what's necessary, because what we want to do is we want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. How are you going to do that if you're on YouTube? You're not. Okay. And I'm gonna say this here, even though I saved it for the next video. I'll say it here. Who is your target market? In business and advertising and sales, you always have a target market, and you gear your presentation towards that market. Who you're talking to. So when you're talking to a young teenager, you try to relate to them something that would pique their interest. So who is your target market? Well, you guys, you're all talking to flat earthers. We've already arrived. I mean, are there any globalists that watch your channel? Maybe some who support the globe lie on maybe a big way. Yeah, maybe they watch your channel. I'm not sure. I'm being very critical in that statement, but I don't understand a lot of things. So when you tell me that, like Dirth told me that he goes out on many of these talk shows, and he listed like 4, maybe even 5 talk shows, YouTube flat earth talk shows. And that's his outreach. No, it's not outreach at all. Because you're talking to flat earthers. Where are you talking to the globe believers? Where are you doing that? Okay, you put up the billboard advertising the conference. That's good. That's good. But let's do it just to educate the public. Okay. So again, I say it's more Cheech and Chong. Next video was just something that Zoom said in when he was in a video with Dirth, and I think Dirth had to leave early, David Weiss. And then so Zoom says, well, let's look at his video, his website, stoplookthink.com. Okay, so I went and did that. I went and looked at that for the first time. And I saw a lot of conspiracies. Just a lot of conspiracies all over the page. Now, if I saw that, I would think, oh, this is a conspiracy website. And I would just like, I mean, if I were a globe believer, yeah. If I didn't know or understand, sure, I wouldn't go there. But that's something I want you to know about flatearth101.com is David and I talked about this, and he had already a website called Truth Pirates. And so he and I were discussing, and he was thinking, well, I could just use that website. And I said, well, and I think he agreed right away. And he was thinking the same thing. So I'm not saying that I was telling him what to do in any way, but I think it ought to be separate. And that's what he did. He made up the flatearth101.com. And when you go there, you get information right there. That's what you get. So there's nothing about conspiracies on there. It's all just teaching. So the Truth Pirates is separate. And that has all the other like conspiracies. Now, again, what is the real conspiracy here? Flat Earth is not a conspiracy, is it? Flat Earth is not a conspiracy. Flat Earth is truth. So the conspiracy is the globe lie. And I think that was something Howard George Stirrup was getting at, that it's really the globe lie that is the problem. That is the conspiracy that we need to expose. So maybe Dirth could change that and not lump Flat Earth in with all the other conspiracies and change it to globe lie. That's the globe is the conspiracy. That would be an improvement, but I'm not telling you what to do. This has to come from your heart. You have to do what's in your heart to do, or it's no good. Jesus said that many times. If it's not in your heart, like, and even Ray Comfort, when he goes out, you know, did you lust after that woman in your heart? Because in your heart, you've already done it. Because Jesus is concerned with our heart condition, the condition of our heart, our soul, our being. So, the other thing with Durst's website, stoplookandthink.com, is he has absolutely no outreach on there at all. And I've always been about outreach, and that's what we have to do. Because I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. So let's stop being Cheech and Chong, you guys. Let's stop making jokes. Let's stop bringing on these comedians and whatnot. These shows are designed, oh good, I have this all written down here. These shows are designed to wear us down. The talking heads are designed to wear you down. They are energy drainers. And I was just saying that, so I forgot I had this written down. So what's the difference here? What is the difference between the show that I'm putting out right now and when Karen's with me or someone else? The difference is we address the issues. We are encouraging outreach. We teach how to teach. So we teach teaching. We solve problems. I am concerned about you, and I'm just giving you heads up on things to look for so you can solve your own problems. Okay, we don't mock truth. We don't mock truth. And sometimes these talking heads, they get really like it's a joke. Like, I don't like going there at all. We don't want you to trust us blindly. Anytime I say anything, I want you to test it for yourself, and I want you to report to me and say, well, Marilyn, this didn't work. Okay, so maybe I can help you. Maybe we can discuss it. And I did have a long discussion last night with someone, and so I'm going to get into that in a second here. We teach teaching and awareness, and we don't make this a personal thing. When I did that, that came out this week. Just a day or two ago, the official announcement that I'm going to be speaking over in the UK conference, the UK convention. Oh, I got to keep remembering that word. It's feconvention.com. So it's not conference, it's convention, feconvention.com. So that came out this week, and it's on my channels, so you can see that. If I have my little dog in there, I can't help. Every time I open the car door, she runs and jumps in and gets in her box. So it's not like it was staged. I didn't really say, oh, come on, get in the box, get in there and make me look like I'm, a real person, cute and funny and all that. No, that's not what happened there. She always jumps in that box. I can't get her out. She has to go with us every time we go in the car. So, but I don't make this personal. I don't try to get in your business, and I don't try to get you to like me. I don't really care if you like me. I want you to be smart. I want you to be smart. I want you to be aware. I want you to be educated. I want you to be confident. And I'm going to eliminate all of the obstacles that prevent you from being confident. So this is my purpose here. If I could have this and not have my face on here, that would be fine with me. I never show my face when I'm doing my work, when I'm out teaching. I never do. It's not about me. And I've rejected some channels who that's all they do is show their face. What is that all about? Looks like a real celebrity kind of a move to me. I'm not trying to be anybody's celebrity. I don't really care. I am who I am, and I'm going to do this whether you're watching or not. So, but I will say that I don't know who you are watching, but I do this for love of mankind. That is what motivates me, is my love for mankind. And someone mentioned that I was using the word humanity, but really the Bible says mankind. So I am changing, and I'm hopefully you'll remind me if I start using other language, but I know it's mankind, and it's the kinds of the DNA that God put together to create all life on earth. It's this kind and that kind. Yes, I understand that. I know that. I was a creationist for many, many years before I came to Flat Earth. So, all right, here's a really good one. Life on a donut planet. This is a little video that it must have 100 edits in it. Like this girl, she has dark hair. She's a young girl, just talking, and they just clip. It's like so like you know, like so disjointed. But all right, Life on a Donut Planet, and it's by SciShow, SCI Show Space. Oh, I'm sorry. Here, let me write it down. Okay, that's it. SciShow Space is the channel, and it's Life on a Donut Planet. And of course, I'm going to watch that because that's inside the torus field. And that's kind of what I've been teaching many months, maybe a year, that we live inside the torus field. And then there would have to be a hole in the center. And last week I said I'm going to do more on this. Haven't gotten to it yet. But yes, and they mention the toroidal field, and they don't consider their moon making a toroidal orbit. So why is that? They did say that it might want to come up in the middle. I think you ought to watch that just to see what they're saying, you know, and look how they'll say like half things. Like they don't want to fully commit. So they'll say a little thing here, a little thing there. That's fine, I guess. But, you know, after I was done watching it, I said, oh, so this is their backup plan. This is the science's backup plan. So I think this is a very good sign that we are getting somewhere. Because if they're coming out with stuff, that means they're scared. They're trying to not lose all of their credibility, because when this hits the fan, this is a desperate attempt to remain relevant after the shite hits the fan. That's what I got out of that. I'm there. Why would they make this? And you know, that's a good thing for you guys to do. Every time somebody says something or is putting out something, a YouTube video, why would they do this? What is their purpose in doing this? What were they trying to achieve? What is their goal in making this video? So that is what I thought. Well, why would they do this? And if I have a long argument with somebody, I ask them that. Why are you having trouble figuring this out or seeing this? Or, you know, what is this? And I try to figure that out before I get to the point of asking it, but I still, at some point, I ask that question. If they still are not getting it, it's like they have a mental block, or there's just something in their teaching or in their, you know, neural pathways. Do you know about neural pathways? Okay. If you have, you look at the brain, when you learn something, it makes a neural pathway. It's a new like a new way to go. And when that road, when you realize it's a new truth, you're going to use that road more often. So then that road gets beefed up. And then the old road, it's still there, but it's less traveled. And so it doesn't get as much energy going to it. So it kind of like, fades a little bit. They say you also get dents in in the brain structure. And that means you're more intelligent. But I think it's the presence of many neural pathways. Now, some people are born with more pathways from the beginning, and so they are more open-minded, able to look at things, more intelligent. But being more intelligent does not mean that you know more truth. It just means that you have more information in there. What you accept as truth may not be true. So intelligence is kind of a two-way sword. And I know this, my son was gifted and, well, still is. My youngest daughter, her favorite game was 24. And if you don't know what that is, it's a math game with these cards. And you have to figure out the process to use all the numbers. And like, I used to be really good at that, but I'm not so much anymore. But I am getting much better at flat Earth. So it doesn't mean when you're intelligent, it doesn't mean that you know all truth. So be aware of that. And we know this because people with doctorates are dumber than doornails. And I question that. Some of the doctorates, they have that piece of paper, but it doesn't mean that they really know anything. And you got to realize that when you're out there, just because a piece of paper says a doctor on it, it does not mean they're smart. It just means they have a lot of information. And it might all be wrong. So don't ever fear talking to a doctor or an engineer. Oh, I love it. I love it when people, and I didn't have this on film. The last engineer I talked to was on voting day. And I handed him the paper, the little leaflet, and he walked like 20 steps and he looked and he turned around. He says, "You actually believe this? You can't tell me this. I'm an engineer." I'm there. Wow. And I run towards him and I say, "Look, this and this and this and this." And he didn't take the brochure back. And I let off him because of where I was. But I figure he's a number one, a one stage, the first stage. So I gave him enough that he's going to think a little bit. But there were other people coming in, other voters. So I didn't want them to hear that discussion because I was there for a candidate. And I wanted to be there for the candidate. So I never talked to anybody who was coming in. I waited till they were coming out. And some I had to miss because somebody came in the same time that somebody went out. So I did have to, some of them I ran after, like, "Oh, here, I forgot to give you this." So yeah, I love talking to physics majors and engineers, people who think they're smart. And sure, they're not dumb. Nobody's dumb. They just don't know truth. Okay. I'm trying to keep looking up here at the camera up here, but it's, I have, my face is down here. My face is down here. So it's more like, all right, am I, saying things correctly? I'm looking at a face instead of looking at the camera, and I need to look at the camera. So I'm sorry. Maybe I could do something like this. That would help me because I want to look at you. I want to look at you. Let me see if I can do this. Would that help? Maybe. Okay. So what's the other thing? All right. We got the life on a donut planet. By that side. Okay. SciShow Space. There we go. All right, here's another video that I watched, and it was Patricia Steere, number 293. What's her name? Her show is Flat Earth and Other Hot Potatoes, number 293. So here they are. They're getting a plug, but you don't have to watch it if you don't want to, because there, Patricia Steere show. And I'm going to tell you, this is the second time I ever watched one of her shows. The first time was when Flat Earth Fokker was on there, because even though I was very young in my Flat Earth walk, I knew she wasn't putting out any information that I could use in outreach. From the very beginning, I was right for outreach. It just took me. I had to tell everybody. It just got a hold of me like that. And I think it needs to get a hold of you like that. Don't have these fears. Somebody just today, this morning on the chat for Roxanne, they were out at Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park, is that what it is? And I hope they get to go at other places. And I put out this idea that they, was it David Mantle who said Trinity 4? He said to me, I think it was, forgive me if I'm wrong. He says, oh, we don't have parades over here. Well, I guess the only parades they have is when the Queen is in charge and she goes through the city in her carriage, her 24-karat gold carriage. So now let me not get too far away here. But I said, so decorate your cars like Mikey Smith does, who's in Canada. Mikey Smith has the banners on top of his car, and he has a speaker, a loudspeaker, and he goes through the town, and he makes noise. And I don't know if anybody can hear exactly what he's saying. I've never been on the sidewalk when he's talking with his speaker. He says some people kind of laugh, but he doesn't have the camera turned on the people, so we don't know. So, but he does drive through, and he did stop one place this time, this week, and had the banners out, and they were talking to some people there. But that's what he has. He has the banners on top of his car. So I was telling Trinity 4 to decorate your cars. They have a group over there in the UK of many people. So how many of you have cars? So decorate your cars and make your own parade. There must be a route that you could figure out right in London to just drive very slowly. Put your four-ways on like you're at a funeral or something. You know, you can certainly go slow. You're not holding up traffic. And just decorate your cars with all these banners and whatnot. And Earth is flat. And put balloons and streamers and drive through the town, through London or wherever you are, and hit some places where people are going to be. Go in evenings. I don't know. You figure that out, but make your own parade. You can do that. Make your own parade. And you know what? Any of you listening, you can make your own parade too. I have taken my trailer and put the banners on that. I've been in parades, and I have driven around. So I'm thinking of going down to Westchester maybe and doing it down there where there's restaurants on the street. And that would be awesome, because they would see the restaurants on the street would say, oh, look at that. Look at that escargot. No, that's another joke. I'm very bad at jokes. So, all right. So this Patricia Steere, number 293. Patricia said there's aspects of the flat earth will always be a mystery. And then she said, well, that's true. There are some things that we won't know, but I take exception with the word always, because at some point we will know. When we reach critical mass, we're going to demand that the government step down and that we get people who can tell the truth in their place. Okay? And I think we ought to have like some courts and determine if these people were lying to us or not. So if they were willfully deceiving us. Then she says, Patricia says, why aren't we making a bigger impact? Then her second sentence to that was, why aren't people going to other channels? Is that what you really think outreach is? Is that what you think making a bigger impact is? Going to another channel? No, no. It's hitting the streets. It's going out. Go ye therefore and teach the flat earth to all of mankind. That's what outreach is. That's what having an impact is. And I could never understand it, even the big channels. Well, where do you think these new subscribers are going to come from? If you're not buying subscribers, then you're going to want new people to come into Flat Earth because they'll subscribe to your channel. Okay? So, I mean, doesn't that make sense? Okay. So, let me see. If Karen were here, she would 100% totally agree with me. So Karen is also saying absolutely right. And I know that for a fact. So my question to you is, Patricia, who is your target market? Who is your target market? I brought this up before just today. Who is your target market? Nobody's going to listen to you about flat Earth, okay, who still believes in the globe. And if they do, because you have Flat Earth in the channel name, are they going to learn anything about Flat Earth? No. No. I consider that like a bait and switch. Bait and switch thing. Yes, you have Mr. Marshmallow on, Marshmallow Mark Sargent on a lot. I heard, but sorry, I've never watched it. So, okay, so you need to, and everybody needs to, have their focus on reaching the sleeping people. So how are you going to do that? If you don't, you have no outreach. Okay, there was something I saw in the chat, 11730. Karen B said the comment, the sun angles is still the biggest problem for Flat Earth. Huh? The sun angles is still the biggest problem for Flat Earth. Look at that comment she put in the chat. I don't understand that. What? Why? We don't need more experiments. We need more of mankind to know that we're being told a lie. Okay? They don't get that. That's the biggest problem for Flat Earth. The biggest problem for Flat Earth is people don't know that they're being told a lie. They don't know that their children are indoctrination centers they call schools. They don't know that the vaccines cause brain damage. They don't know those things. That's the biggest problem for Flat Earth and for truth of all sorts. So, you know what? Let's focus on, let's focus on this. I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. 12 little syllables. Okay. Oh my. Am I down to the end here? Oh, what time is it? Wow, I think I might be keeping this to an hour. Cheech and Chong. Yeah, we don't need experiments. Okay. Learn. All right. Let me just read the side comments here. Learn that you can do this. Question, I got that. Bait and switch, got that. Unite under the banner, got that. Cheech and Chong, Zoom and Dearth. I'm telling you, it's like Why are they doing this? All right. Okay, so here's the last item on the list, and it will be kept to an hour. All right, one of the first videos I made was the clouds. Went up on a very high point in my township, and you could see for miles. And you have the cumulus clouds. Now it's very difficult if you have the cirrus clouds because they do covering a large area. But if you have, and they aren't separated, they're usually together. So if you have cumulus clouds here, there, and they're all over, then you can see that the clouds step down as they go off into the distance. And that proves that it's really perspective, because you never see the clouds turning to where you see the bottoms. You never do. And the bottoms are usually flat because of the air pressure. Okay? When the air pressure is greater, it holds less moisture. So I was out teaching last weekend at a church youth group yard sale, and when I was there, my friend, I have a friend, and he's just a friend, but he and I did the Wildwood to Atlantic City experiment. He's the one with the P1000 camera. So he called me when he was out in the Grand Canyon. He went out there and did some hiking with family, and he's a real outdoorsy kind of guy. So he called me from out there, and you can hear that exchange on the video. But then he called me again a couple of days later, and he says, you know, I was just thinking, because he drove out there. And when you're driving, there's a lot of time to think. You just think. So he said, you know, Marilyn, I was just thinking about the moon. And they say the moon causes the tides. So consider the clouds. I waited 10 seconds on purpose so you could consider the clouds. The clouds are also made of water. So when there's a high tide, the moon is pulling on the oceans. Is it not pulling on the clouds at the same time? They're made of water. So if the moon is pulling on the oceans, and they should be pulling on the clouds too. So wouldn't the clouds like be really high? Wouldn't they like go get sucked up to the moon? I mean, really, if that's true, there shouldn't be a cloud in the sky during high tide. Is that right? I mean, I think this is a news flash. It's a press release, a news flash. It's not my idea, but it's just one of those awesome things. So yeah, you can. I'll give him the credit, although he wants to remain anonymous. So Anonymous came up with that idea, and I think it's just awesome. I really like him. He's a thinker. He likes to think. He likes to be outdoors. Although he told me not to get a hard kayak, which I really want a hard kayak. So, so anyway, there you have it. That's it for today. I hope you got something out of this, covered a lot of ground, and I think that this is going to really be helpful to you in recognizing some things in the community. And you know what? Some of the celebrities might get a little upset with me, but that's okay. That's okay. They need to step up their game. We can't afford any marshmallows. If we are going to teach the flat earth, no, wait. If we are going to teach all to all man, all of to all of mankind, I'm reading it backwards. So I want to teach all to I want to teach all of mankind the earth is flat. If we are going to do that, then they're going to have to paddle with the left oar. They're going to have to sit on the left leg on the other side of that boat. They're going to have to get off of the bow. They're going to have to get off of the stern. We're going to have to be all facing in the same direction. And we're going to have to all be paddling in the same direction if we're going to get anywhere. So that's my my love for you guys this week. This is what I've come across. And I hope you learned something from it. Now, there's something wrong with my computer, so if I don't click off of this right away. Oh, I got it. Okay. I love you all, Flat Earth family. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week, if not sooner. Oh, it didn't go. There we go. Bye.